What's up, MTG Arena fans? I'm Mason Ortiz, and this is my channel, MTGBudgetBrew. My goal is to provide fun and interesting decks on a budget, and to make my decks budget, I limit myself by only using a total of 4 rare/mythic cards in the deck, so a playset's worth. As you can see, today my intro is a little bit different. I'm currently on my untapped profile, and here I have the deck and the deck stats pulled up. The reason why I'm doing my intro a little bit differently today is because I had actually recorded the entirety of this video, only to find out, while editing, that my audio is messed up for the majority of my recordings, to include the intro script, all of my live matches, and then even final thoughts. So yeah, OBS screwed me a little bit. And this actually isn't even the first time I've had some audio recording issues with OBS. For instance, if I leave it open for a couple hours, while recording and stuff, I've noticed that my gameplay audio will be like half a second off from the gameplay. And so even for like my intro gameplay that I use, for the intros, sometimes I'll have to take the audio and just shift it again by like half a second to make it line up right. So today I'm doing the intro a little bit differently. The first thing I need to go over is the card in the thumbnail. That is actually an Arclight Phoenix, the rare for today's deck. We're running 4 copies. It's 3 in a red for a 3/2 Phoenix with flying and haste. It says, at the beginning of combat on your turn, if you've cast 3 or more instant and sorcery spells this turn, return Arclight Phoenix from your graveyard to the battlefield. You may not have recognized this artwork because it is from the Secret Lair 30th Anniversary Countdown Kit. This is the artwork that you're probably a lot more familiar with. And here I have Cookie, who has decided to join us. Hi, baby girl. Hi. Hello. Hello. But yeah. So we're running Arclight Phoenix deck. So I'm going to pull up our deck list again real quick. And you know what? I'm even going to pull up my intro script that I had recorded, and we're going to skim through it together. So let's see. Let's try and make sure I don't miss too much. Let's see. Arclight Phoenix. Oh, I already forgot like the most important thing about the card. Our artist shout out today goes to Danny Pendergast, who painted this beautifully stunning card. It is incredible. This version of Arclight Phoenix, dude, it's killer. It's stunning. It's beautiful. I mean, you guys can see it for yourself. It's great. Danny did a phenomenal job. Now, coming back to the deck list and my intro script to make sure that I don't forget too much information that I originally had planned out for you guys. The inspiration for the deck comes from my friend, Rooker MTG. He gave me the idea last night. He was like, hey man, we just got Faithless Looting as a common. You should run an Arclight Phoenix deck. And I was like, that's a great idea because Faithless Looting is great in this deck. So a big shout out goes to him for the idea. Now, there's one card in the deck that I do really want to talk about, and that was Otherworldly Gaze. Faithless Looting is really good in the deck, but Otherworldly Gaze I think is absolutely bonkers for this deck. It is 1 blue mana for an instant that says Surveil 3, and you can flash back for 1 and a blue. Otherworldly Gaze allows us to throw so many cards into our graveyard, it's crazy. It lets us dig super deep into our deck, and it's also super cheap to cast, which is exactly what Arclight Phoenix wants. Because for you to cast 3 instant or sorcery spells in a turn, you need low cost spells. And Otherworldly Gaze is only 1 to cast and then 2 to flash back. Dude, it's great. It's great for digging for our Phoenix, and then again, bringing them back from the graveyard. Next, we've got some more discard spells alongside Faithless Looting with 1 copy of Lightning Axe, 4 copies of the Modern Age, which I absolutely love. It's 1 in a blue for enchantment that says draw a card, then discard a card for the first 2 parts of the saga. And the third part, it flips and becomes a 2/3 Flying Spirit. This card is really, really good in the deck too. It's good for digging through our deck, developing another creature, and the fact that it's an enchantment actually pairs well with the Dragon's Rage Channeler to help get Delirium online. And we've got 3 copies of Tormenting Voice, also a way to discard Phoenix from our hand to the graveyard. After that, we've got some cheap burn with 4 Play with Fires and then 2 Lightning Strikes. And a new addition to the deck is Strike It Rich, 4 copies. I just added it after I was finished recording all of my live matches. As you can see right here, I removed 1 Lightning Strike, 1 Tormenting Voice, and 2 Islands from the deck to add 4 Strike It Rich. I was originally running 24 lands, which seems like a lot, but in the very, very beginning of me playing this deck, running 24 basic lands, I went 7-3 with the deck. I was 7-3 going into my gameplay recording originally. So the deck was doing really well with 24 lands still, but I did make the recommendation in my intro script to cut some lands if you want to make the deck a little more competitive, as well as upgrading your lands to include like some steam vents and some pathways, the usual stuff. But naturally, once I did start recording live matches for you guys, The deck tanked. We went 4 and 6. Really damaging the win rate for the deck. But in the deck's defense, we did go up against a lot of life gain decks, and we cannot hang with life gain decks whatsoever. It was real tough out here. But if you were to remove those 3 life gain matches, that would put us 4 and 3, which would be good. But life gain is very rampant on historic. So we ended up going 4 and 6. Then I made the change, added Strike It Rich, went 1 and 1. And overall with the deck, we went 12 and 10, which is still a decent win rate with a 55% overall. But that is across 4 different versions. And I'll let you guys know right now, I'm not the biggest fan of the deck because while it was doing really well last night, like I said, I was, 7 and 3 with the deck in the first 10 matches. Even when I was kicking ass, I wasn't the biggest fan of the idea of the deck because a lot of it, and I mean a lot of it, is RNG based with where your Arclight Phoenixes are located within your deck. Now, like I said, we can dig deep. In fact, there's been a couple games where I almost decked myself because of how much stuff I was throwing into the graveyard. But let's say, for instance, one game, all of your Phoenixes are in the bottom half of your library. You're not doing much without the Phoenixes. Dragon's Rage Channeler is good, but it's not enough to carry you to victory. Realistically, in the top half of your deck, you should only expect to see 1 or 2 Arclight Phoenixes, and that still doesn't always feel strong enough to win a match. While the deck can have some really explosive turns where you get like 3 Phoenixes down, right? Maybe you cast some Play with Fires, burn them for 2 as one of your 3 spells, and then swing in 9 damage, flying haste in the air, connecting for a total of, 11 damage in a single turn. That's a decent amount of burst. That's pretty good, and it's pretty awesome when it does happen. But it's not something that happens a lot is the issue. It's not consistent like that. Now, the biggest silver lining in my audio being messed up and all of this is that I actually happened to record a lot of games to have footage for the intro match. All of these, blue 1 through 7, are games from version number 2 of the deck. It's a lot of these wins. So I hope you guys will stick around and watch the rest of the video, even though it'll be pure gameplay, but I will do my best to trim it up, increase the speed, make it go by a little bit faster for you guys. But with all of that said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you guys in the next one.